How was Julie? And I mean, she's a very intense character. I mean, and you've got captured that intensity. And you've got of course, the fiery colours and the fiery side of, and also I guess the icy cold side. You've managed to get in there as well.
And that just developed as I was working on the piece. Originally, when I first went to meet her at her house, I was very struck at seeing her in her own environment. She was very relaxed. You know, it wasn't the normal Julie that you would have seen down at the Lipson Cafe, where she was always.
So you knew her before?
Just casually, just casually. I wasn't, you know, very well related to her, but yes, I did know her.
As a patron, you said?
Yeah, as a patron, yeah.
You've heard the cool lady behind her.
Yeah, and I had my artwork in the Lipson Cafe before as well. So yes, I had known her slightly. But yeah, no, just what I did on that initial meeting was I took photographs. I'm not really somebody who'll sketch a great deal. I tend to I take photographs as a reference, and then I just like to get stuck into it really. So I had a look at the photographs, and there was one particular one that I'd taken where she was looking down, and I talked to Julie about, you know, kind of things of significance that she might like in the work. So we talked about a teapot, and I'm not sure whether this is my story to tell, because this is really her story. So I'm not really sure whether I should go any further with that.
I've spoken to Julie as well.
Oh, have you? Well, the teapot was her grandmother's, I think, and her grandmother had passed away on the day that the Lipson Cafe closed. So when she told me that, I kind of didn't really see how I could not put the teapot in it. So in the picture, she's looking at it, not in a sad way, I don't think, but she's looking at it, and it's kind of all wrapped up with the closing of the cafe as well. And you know, and the fact that she's managed to keep going from there, a lot of people may have, you know, really given up at that point, because I think, you know,
catch a certain resolve in her.
Yeah, I think so, and that's what I was struck, as I say, when I was there at her house. She was, you know, she was very comfortable with herself, and seemed, in spite of everything, to be happy and comfortable in her own skin, which not everybody is.
What was it like being at her house in her space? And so what was the vibe like?
It was a very comfortable place to be. You know, I mean, she had very strong, like everyone does, I guess. Pictures. She had a lot of pictures on the wall, which I didn't really expect. She had some really nice paintings. She had, you know, beautiful furniture. Everything seemed very much, you know, to suit her character. A beautiful garden, and you know, and I really got such a sense of her being in that space and just pottering around and, you know, doing family things and being happy. That was the very strong sense that I got. Whether that's an accurate picture or not, I don't know, but that's what it told me.
She's probably and I have photographed her just the once before, which I found pretty tricky to do, because she's such an intensely strong person who's also probably doesn't like to let her guard down. And how did you find that?
I don't know really. I met her that time there, and then she came here, and we sat here in this kitchen and talked for 2 hours. And I don't know whether she was guarded or not. We were just talking reasonably casually. I tried quite hard to keep it like that, so that I wasn't. I mean, I did say to her a couple of times, "I'm aware that I'm staring at you, and that may freak you out a little," because that's what I was doing. I wasn't sketching.
That's what you gotta do.
I was staring at her, and looking at the eyes, and just trying to observe the way that she talked and the way that she, used her hands and all that kind of thing.
Because it's an impression of her. That you
Yeah.
put on
Yeah.
the canvas. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Sorry, go on.
I found her easy to talk to. She's very affable, and I found her her company very, very
She was
good.
into the idea. And
Yeah.
her art that she had up in her house, was it your sort of taste that she had up?
It was interesting stuff. Yeah, it was kind of an eclectic mix. Much as I hate that phrase, but it was. It
I
was.
suspect your stuff is her sort of taste.
I hope so. And that's one of the things about this project is that you've got this. Unless you're used to doing commissions, you're not used to actually producing a piece of work for someone, because part of the idea is that they get the artwork to keep. And I wasn't comfortable with the idea that she'd be given something that she hated, because what do you do with it then? Did she put it underneath her bed or break it up and burn it? I don't know. So I was very aware of that, and
She keeps it handy in case you come around.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a possibility. I don't know, but I wanted to do something that I thought she'd like, but at the same time, she often said, "You do whatever it is that you do. Don't change what you do because it's for me." And I appreciated that, actually. That was good to hear. But at the same time, I was aware that I wanted to do something that was flattering, that she'd like, and that she'd enjoy. I don't know if she will like it or not.
The enormous strength in the picture. I mean, I reckon she'd probably enjoy that. We'll see, I guess.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so.
But I found it a very enjoyable piece to work on. I've got other artwork that I'm working on. So what I was doing was working on both pieces side by side. So when I'd get fed up with one, I'd go back to Julie and work on that for a while. And I really enjoyed working on it.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was fantastic. And just one last question: the red, was that maybe influenced by the red wall in the old Lipson Cafe? Or?
I can't say that wasn't in my memory box somewhere, because it could well have been. Look, I don't know how the colours came about. I was just using them quite instinctively. So perhaps that was in there somewhere.
Oh, good instincts, and thank you very much.
Thank you.